that little voice, right? The one that whispers when something feels just a bit off. Maybe it's a subtle shift, a change you can't quite put your finger on. We all experience a little stiffness sometimes, perhaps a moment of forgetfulness, or just feel a bit slower as the years go by. And often, yes, it is just a normal part of getting a little older. But sometimes that persistent gut feeling, that quiet intuition, is trying to tell you something. It's your body sending a message. This isn't about panic, absolutely not. My goal is to empower you with clear, honest information to truly understand what your body might be whispering. I'm here to lay out 10 subtle shifts that are so easy to miss, so often shrugged off as nothing, but which can be incredibly meaningful. Let's really look at what to watch for, openly and honestly, without any complicated medical terms. Just plain talk, because your health is absolutely worth paying close attention to. Spotting these early signals could make a world of difference for your future path. Many folks, when they hear Parkinson's, immediately picture a distinct hand tremor, a noticeable shake. But that's just one small piece of a much larger, more intricate puzzle, and quite often it's not even the first signal to appear. Parkinson's is a condition that unfolds slowly, almost sneakily. Its earliest indications are rarely obvious. They're almost hidden, easily brushed aside as everyday aches, or simply a natural part of growing older. Let's be clear, this isn't about self-diagnosis, okay? Please don't jump to conclusions. Instead, we're simply arming you with the right kind of knowledge, giving you a clearer map to navigate your own well-being. Think of these coming signs as your body's quiet murmurs, not loud shouts. And here's the absolutely crucial part. Catching these murmurs early can truly alter the road ahead. It opens up more options for you, gives you greater control, and provides valuable time to prepare and manage things on your own terms. That, my friend, is why tuning in now is so profoundly important. Let's jump right into these insights. The initial 2 signals we'll explore are often so incredibly subtle that people completely miss their deeper meaning. 1. The fading sense of smell, anosmia. Cast your mind back to how vividly distinct your morning coffee or your favorite perfume used to be. Remember how easily you could pick out the scent of fresh-cut grass after a rain, or the comforting aroma of baking bread from down the street? If those specific, rich scents have dulled for you, not because of a stuffy nose or a passing cold, but persistently for months or even years, that's a quiet, important alarm bell. It's more than just a general dullness where everything smells a bit muted. This is a genuine loss of your ability to identify familiar smells, like you truly can't distinguish a banana from a licorice stick by scent alone. Imagine lighting a beautiful vanilla candle, but it just smells sweet, without that warm, distinct vanilla bean essence you used to recognize. Or you're carefully cooking your absolutely favorite meal, yet the aroma feels strangely muted, making the taste less vibrant and satisfying than it once was. This isn't just a mild inconvenience. It signals a profound shift in how your brain processes those intricate scent pathways. 2. Handwriting that shrinks, micrographia. Think about your own notes from years ago. They were likely clear, full-sized, and easy for anyone to read. Now, if your handwriting consistently appears smaller, with lines getting closer and letters becoming cramped, especially as you continue writing across a page or sign your name, that's another subtle clue. This isn't about simply being messy or needing new glasses. What's happening is a noticeable, progressive reduction in the size and spacing of your writing. You might find it gets smaller and more squashed near the end of a sentence or even within a single word. For instance, you go to sign your name, and by the very last letter, it's literally half the size of the first, almost as if your hand ran out of space or energy. Or perhaps you're jotting down a simple grocery list, and you notice the words start to get squashed together on each line, becoming difficult to decipher even for you. Try. Grab a pen and paper. Write a full, comfortable sentence you'd usually jot down, maybe your address or a cherished quote. Now, write that very same sentence directly below your first attempt. Take a good, honest look. Is the second attempt, or perhaps just the tail end of the sentence, noticeably smaller, more cramped, or more squashed than how you began? Be kind but honest with yourself in this observation. Our next two insights touch on what happens when you're supposed to be resting peacefully, and then a stiffness that feels distinctly different from everyday aches. 3. Acting out your dreams, REM sleep behavior disorder. This isn't simply tossing and turning a bit in bed. This is truly acting out your dreams in vivid, physical ways. We're talking about kicking, punching, shouting, even falling out of bed because your body is physically responding to the drama unfolding in your dream world. Normally, your body goes into a natural paralysis during REM sleep to keep you safe from moving during your dreams. But here, that protective paralysis doesn't happen, or it's incomplete. Often, your partner is the first to notice these intense, sometimes startling or even violent movements. It's far more than just a vivid dream. This becomes a full-on physical performance. Imagine your partner tells you you were yelling and flailing last night, genuinely trying to escape something in your sleep, even though you have no memory of it. Or you might wake up with unexplained bruises or a sore arm because you were fighting a perceived threat in your dreams. 4. That unyielding shoulder or hip stiffness, rigidity. We all experience stiff joints now and then, especially after a long day of gardening or a brisk walk. But this particular stiffness feels different, more stubborn. What you might notice is a persistent, unyielding tightness, often starting in one shoulder, one arm, or one hip, that simply doesn't ease up with movement or stretching like a typical muscle cramp or arthritis pain would. It feels as though your limb just won't swing as freely, or you find it hard to turn your head fully to one side. It's not just simple joint discomfort or a pulled muscle. This is a consistent, locked sensation, a genuine loss of that natural fluid movement your body usually has. When you walk, you might observe that one arm doesn't swing nearly as much as the other, almost as if it's glued rigidly to your side. Or when getting dressed, one arm might feel unusually heavy and resistant to movement, turning simple tasks like putting on a jacket into a real struggle. This happens because the brain isn't sending the right signals to relax opposing muscles, creating this constant tension. Our next two insights focus on changes that are usually very hard for you to spot on your own, but others around you definitely pick up on them. These revolve around your voice and your facial expressions. 5. The fading voice, hypophonia. Have your family or friends started asking you to speak up more often? Do you find yourself needing to repeat things because people genuinely didn't hear you the first time, even though you felt you were speaking at a normal volume? This isn't about being shy or lacking confidence. Instead, there's a gradual, often unconscious softening of your voice, almost as if it's slowly losing its power and projection. You might not even notice it yourself because your internal sense of your voice volume hasn't shifted, but others around you certainly do. It's like your vocal cords aren't getting the full, clear signal from your brain to project your voice normally. Imagine being on a phone call and out of the blue someone asks, "Are you whispering?" even though you believe you're speaking at a completely normal conversational volume. Or in a lively group conversation, your comments often get missed or talked over simply because they're just too soft to be heard by everyone at the table. 6. The masked face, hypomimia. Your face usually lights up with emotion, reflecting your joy, your surprise, your concern, or your amusement. But with this particular sign, your expressions become less animated, almost flat, or appear to be staring blankly, like a mask has settled over your features. People might frequently ask if you're feeling sad, angry, or tired, even when inside you feel perfectly fine and happy. Your eyes might seem less bright, your smile less broad, or less spontaneous than it once was. This isn't depression. What you're seeing is a subtle lack of spontaneous facial movement, a slowing down of those tiny, intricate muscles that convey all our emotions. For instance, you're watching a really funny movie, genuinely laughing inside your head, but your partner glances over and asks, "Are you even enjoying this?" because your face doesn't outwardly show any sign of amusement. Or when you look at old photos of yourself, you might notice that your current face just doesn't quite have the same lively spark, the quick shifts in expression that used to be so natural and effortless. Now let's explore something many people tend to ignore, their gut health, and then that famous tremor, but perhaps in a way you haven't considered. 7. Stubborn long-term constipation. We all have our digestive quirks and occasional bouts of constipation. But if you've experienced unexplained chronic constipation for years, perhaps even long before any other health changes appeared, and it hasn't responded to typical solutions like diet changes, adding more fiber, or drinking plenty of water, this is genuinely worth noting. This particular form of constipation is a sign that the body's autonomic systems, which control involuntary functions, including how your gut moves, aren't quite functioning as they should. It's more than just a minor inconvenience. It can be a profound, long-standing shift in how your digestive system operates. Have you diligently tried every fiber supplement, every diet trick, every suggestion from friends and family, but you still consistently struggle with infrequent bowel movements, often less than 3 times a week, and this has been your reality for a very, very stretch of time? 8. The gentle tremor at rest. Yes, our minds usually jump to a big, obvious shake when we hear tremor, but quite often, especially with Parkinson's, it begins tiny, almost imperceptibly. You might notice a slight rhythmic tremor in one finger, one hand, or one foot. And here's the crucial distinction. It happens at rest. This means when you're not actively using that limb, when it's completely relaxed. This subtle movement might vanish when you pick up a cup of coffee or reach for something, but then it returns quietly when your hand is resting calmly in your lap. It's not a dramatic, uncontrollable shake. It's often a fine, rhythmic trembling, sometimes described as a pill-rolling motion of the fingers. For example, you're sitting quietly watching TV, and you notice your thumb or pinky finger on just one hand has a slight rhythmic quiver that stops the moment you consciously reach for the remote. Or you might feel a subtle internal vibration or an almost imperceptible shake in one foot when you're sitting perfectly still, but it disappears when you stand up and start moving. Try. Sit still for a minute with your hands completely relaxed on your lap. Perhaps gently close your eyes. Observe your fingers, your hands, and your feet very carefully. Do you notice any subtle, rhythmic movement or vibration in just one finger, hand, or foot when it's completely at rest? If you decide to talk to a clinician about this, be very specific about precisely when and where you experience this movement. Our final 2 insights are about how you present yourself and how you move through the world, things that are so easily blamed on simply getting old. 9. The persistent forward lean, Camptocormia. Have you found yourself leaning forward more, almost instinctively, as if gravity is pulling you that way? This isn't just a casual slouch from being tired. This is a persistent stoop, almost like you're perpetually leaning into a strong headwind, even when standing completely still indoors. You might also find your balance feels a little less steady, making you feel less confident on your feet. This isn't just poor posture that you can easily correct with a conscious effort and then forget about. It's an involuntary shift in your body's alignment, driven by changes in muscle tone, making you look perpetually bent forward. You might catch your reflection in a shop window and notice your shoulders are consistently rounded forward. And though you can consciously pull yourself upright, that stoop slowly, inevitably returns. You might even find your clothes start to hang differently because of this consistent forward lean. 10. General slowing of movement, Bradykinesia. This particular sign is perhaps one of the most impactful as it affects nearly every part of daily life. Things that used to be easy, quick, and effortless now take longer, feel harder, and demand significantly more effort. Simple tasks like buttoning a shirt, carefully chopping vegetables, or even just getting up from a comfortable chair become a real chore. This isn't just about feeling tired or being lazy. Rather, there's a genuine, undeniable slowing down of your movements, a true difficulty in initiating and completing actions smoothly and quickly. You might find yourself shuffling your feet instead of taking full, confident strides. For example, you're getting ready in the morning, and it feels like it takes twice as long to button your shirt than it used to, with each button a deliberate, almost painstaking effort. Or, when walking, you notice your steps getting shorter, almost a shuffle, especially when you need to turn around or change direction. Friends or family might even start commenting that you're moving slowly or deliberately, sensing a change in your natural pace. Okay, I know hearing about all these potential signs might feel a little heavy, maybe even unsettling. But here's the absolutely crucial part, the radiant silver lining. Early knowledge truly is your superpower in this situation. It's not about finding a miracle cure or promising instant fixes. It's profoundly about gaining control, early, over your health journey, whatever that journey may ultimately be. An early diagnosis doesn't mean your life is suddenly over. Far from it. What it does mean is that doors open to treatments and strategies that can genuinely slow symptom progression, potentially for years, and significantly improve your quality of life. Medications, therapies, and lifestyle adjustments often work most effectively when they're started at the right time, when your body can respond most robustly. It also means you gain the precious opportunity to proactively set up strong support systems, to learn coping strategies from others who truly understand, and to make lifestyle changes that actually matter and yield benefits. These aren't just minor tweaks. They can make an enormous difference in managing symptoms and maintaining your independence and well-being. Most importantly, it allows you to plan for your future on your terms, with knowledge and foresight, rather than simply reacting to unexpected surprises down the road. That kind of empowerment, my friend, is truly priceless. So, if any of these quiet murmurs truly resonate with you, if you've noticed one or more of these subtle changes persistently, please do not ignore them. Don't fall into a panic, but just as importantly, don't wait. Your initial, most intelligent step is to simply have an open conversation with your family doctor. They are your essential gateway to understanding what might be happening. When you speak with them, be precise and detailed. Clearly tell them exactly what you've noticed and for how long these changes have been occurring. It's incredibly helpful if you jot down the specific signs you've observed, when they first began, and how often they occur. This careful record helps your doctor piece together the clearest picture possible, which is absolutely essential for an accurate assessment. Don't hesitate to ask for a referral to a neurologist, especially one who specializes in movement disorders. These specialists possess the deep expertise when it comes to these types of concerns and can conduct the most thorough and accurate evaluations. Remember, these signs can sometimes overlap with other conditions, and only a qualified medical professional can give you a clear, definitive answer. Please, please don't try to self-diagnose based on what you've heard here. Instead, use this information as a well-informed guide to start that vital conversation with a professional. Safety note: if you experience sudden, severe balance issues that weren't present before, or if you develop new, concerning heart symptoms, please talk to a clinician immediately. Your doctor is your best partner in navigating your health. You are not alone in these questions or concerns, not by a long shot. Your health journey, with all its twists and turns, is a shared one, and there's immense strength and comfort in knowing that. This conversation isn't about fostering fear. It's profoundly about empowerment through knowledge. Knowing is always, always better than wondering or ignoring. So, keep listening intently to your body. Keep asking questions. Stay curious and proactive about your health and well-being. Your vigilance makes a real, tangible difference, not just for yourself, but potentially for your loved ones who care deeply about you. Please share this information with them too. We're here to keep you informed, to keep you strong. Until next time, please take truly good care of yourself, my friend. And speaking of taking good care, you might be interested in our next video. Eat these 5 foods to look 10 years younger, backed by science. Tap the on-screen card to watch it now.